Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murali of 7th of October 2020. Essence. Sweet children, sit here in soul consciousness. Continue to grind into yourself. I am a soul. Become soul conscious. Write your chart honestly and you will continue to become sensible and experience great benefit. Question. What law do the children who know this unlimited play have to understand very clearly? What law do the children who know this unlimited play have to understand very clearly? Answer. This is an imperishable play in which each actor has to come at his own time to play his role. It is against the law for any actor to say that he wants to stay constantly in the abode of peace. He would not then be called an actor. Only the unlimited Father tells you these unlimited things. Om Shanti. Sit here while considering yourselves to be souls. Sit having renounced body consciousness. The unlimited Father is explaining to you children. These things have to be explained to those who are senseless. You souls understand that the Father is telling us the truth when He says that we souls have become senseless. I, this soul, am imperishable and this body is perishable. I renounce soul consciousness and become trapped in body consciousness. Therefore, I am senseless. The Father says, all the children have become senseless by coming into body consciousness. You are now being made soul consciousness by the Father, and you are therefore becoming completely sensible. Some have become this, whereas others are making effort to become this. It has taken you half the cycle to become senseless. Now, in the last birth, you have to become sensible. For half the cycle, you have gradually been becoming senseless, and you have now become 100% senseless. According to the trauma plan, you became body conscious and continued to fall. You have now been given understanding. Nevertheless, you have to continue to make a lot of effort because you children also have to have divine virtues. You children know that you were completely pure, full of all virtues, 16 celestial degrees full. Now, at this time, you have become virtueless, no virtues left. You children understand this play number-wise, according to the efforts you make. It has taken some of you so many years to understand this. Nevertheless, some new ones are becoming very sensible. They continue to make effort to make others the same. Some haven't understood anything at all. They just remain senseless. The Father has come to make you sensible. You children understand that you became senseless because of Maya. When we were worthy of worship, we were sensible, but we then became worshippers and thereby senseless. The original eternal deity religion has disappeared. No one in the world knows these things. This Lakshmi and Narayan, who used to rule the kingdom, were so sensible. The Father says, the same applies to you. You must think that the same applies to you. These things have to be understood very clearly. No one but the Father can explain them to you. You now realize that the Father is the highest of all and the most sensible, one of all. He is the ocean of knowledge, the bestower of salvation for all, and the purifier. All of this praise is of the One. The highest on high Father comes and says, "Child, child," and explains to you so well. Children, you now have to become pure. The Father has only one medicine for this. He says, by having yoga, you will become free from disease for your future 21 births. All of your illness and suffering will finish, and you will go to the land of liberation. The eternal surgeon has just the one medicine. He comes and gives souls just the one injection. It isn't that one person would study to become a barrister and also an engineer. No, each person has a profession of his own. You called out to the Father, "Come and make us pure from impure," because there is sorrow in being impure. The land of silence isn't called the pure world. Only heaven is called the pure world. It is explained to you that human beings want peace and happiness. True peace exists where there are no bodies, and that is called the abode of peace. Many people say they just want to stay in the abode of peace. However, that isn't the law. If it were, they wouldn't be called actors. You children now understand the play. When it is time for an actor to play his role, he goes onto the stage. Only the unlimited Father explains these unlimited things. He is also called the ocean of knowledge. He is the bestower of salvation for all and the purifier. It cannot be the elements that purify everyone. Water, etc. are elements, so how could they grant salvation? It is souls that play roles. It is souls that play the roles of Hatha Yoga. Only those who are sensible will understand these things. The Father has told you so much to create a way of explaining to human beings how they become worthy of worship and then worship us. Those who are worthy of worship exist in the new world, whereas worshippers exist in the old world. Those who are pure are worthy of worship, whereas those who are impure are worshippers. Here, everyone is impure because they are born through vice. There, they are elevated. It is remembered, they are completely elevated. You children have to become the same. This requires effort. The main thing is remembrance. You all say that it is difficult to stay in remembrance, that you are unable to stay in remembrance as much as you want to. If you were to write your chart with honesty, you would experience great benefit. The Father gives you children the knowledge of Man Manabhav. You say this with understanding. The Father explains the right meaning of everything to you accurately. Some children ask the Father many different questions. So, in order to win their hearts, He answers them. However, the Father says, "My task is to purify the impure. This is why you called out to me. You souls know that when you were pure, your bodies were also pure. Now, souls and bodies have become impure. There is the account of 84 births. You know that this world has now become a forest of thorns. Lakshmi and Narayan are flowers. Thorns go in front of them, idols, and say, "You are full of all virtues. We are sinful cheats." The biggest thorn is the vice of lust. The Father says, "Conquer this and become conquerors of the world." Human beings say that God has to come in one form or another, that he has to enter the lucky chariot, which is Bhagirath. He has to come into the old world to make it new again. The new world is called Satopradhan and the old world is called Tamopradhan. Since it is now the old world, the Father definitely has to come. The Father is called the Creator. He explains to you children so easily. You should experience so much happiness. If any one of you are suffering for your karma, that has to be experienced. Baba cannot give blessings for that. You called out to me, "Baba, come and give us our inheritance." What inheritance do you want to claim from the Father? That of liberation and liberation in life. Only the one Father, the ocean of knowledge, is the bestower of liberation and liberation in life. This is why he is called the bestower of knowledge. God gave knowledge, but no one knows when he gave it or through whom he gave it. They have mixed everything up together. No one knows to whom he gave knowledge. Now, this Brahma is sitting here. He knows that he was Narayan and that he has taken 84 births. He is now number 1. Baba shares his experience of how his eyes opened. You also say that your eyes have opened. The third eye has opened. You say that you have received the full knowledge of the Father and the world cycle. My eyes opened with the understanding. Whatever I am, however I am, it is such a wonder. First, I am a soul, but I considered myself to be a body. The soul says, "I shed a body and take another." In spite of that, I forgot that I am a soul, and I became body conscious. This is why I first make you understand that you have to sit here and consider yourselves to be souls. Continue to grind into yourselves, "I am a soul." By not considering yourselves to be souls, you forget the Father. You really feel that you become body conscious again and again. You have to make effort. While sitting here, sit in the stage of soul consciousness. The Father says, "I have come to give you children the kingdom." You have been remembering me for half the cycle. When a situation comes in front of them, they call out, "O Rama." However, they don't know who Ishwar is or who Rama is. You have to prove that the ocean of knowledge, the purifier, the bestower of salvation for all, the Trimurti, Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is Shiva. The births of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar take place together. It isn't just Shiv Jayanti, but Trimurti Shiv Jayanti. When it is Shiv's birthday, it also definitely Brahma's birthday. People celebrate the birthday of Shiva, but what did Brahma do? There is a worldly father. That is Laukik, the father from beyond, which is Parlaukik, and then this unique father, the Alaukik. This one is Prajapita Brahma. The Father says, "You are now being given new knowledge for the new world." This will then disappear. Those who don't have the knowledge of the Father, the Creator and creation, are ignorant. They are sleeping in the sleep of ignorance. There is the day through knowledge and the night through devotion. People don't know the meaning of Shivratri at all, and this is why they have stopped the public holiday for his birthday. You now understand that the Father comes to ignite everyone's lamp. When you light all the lamps and candles, etc., people understand that it is a very important day for you. You now ignite everything with understanding. Those people don't understand this. They don't understand this fully from your lectures. Ravan's kingdom now extends over the whole world. People are so unhappy here. Those with occult power trouble others a great deal. There are articles in the newspapers about evil souls. They cause a great deal of sorrow. Papa says, you have no connection with those things. The Father tells you everything directly. Children, remember me, and you will become pure. All your sorrow will be removed. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. We, the spiritual children, also say Namaste to the spiritual mother, father, Bap Dada. Essence for Dharana. 1. Make effort to remember the Father accurately and to become soul-conscious. Keep your chart honestly. By doing this, there will be a lot of benefit. 2. The thorn that causes the greatest sorrow is the vice of lust. Gain victory over it with the power of yoga and become pure from impure. You have no connection with anything else. Blessing. May you be a constant destroyer of obstacles by always wearing your obstacle-proof, shining, angelic dress. May you be a constant destroyer of obstacles by always wearing your obstacle-proof, shining, angelic dress. In order to be a constant destroyer of obstacles for yourself and others, bid farewell to question marks, and by putting a full stop, keep your stock of all powers full. Always wear your obstacle-proof, shining angelic dress. Do not wear a dress of mud. Together with this, remain decorated with the jewelry of all virtues. Always be a Shakti with 8 weapons, a complete idol, and keep your feet of an elevated life on a lotus flower. Slogan. Pay full attention to the study and you will claim a number 1 in the first division. Pay full attention to the study and you will claim a number in the first division. Om Shanti. Invaluable versions of Mateshwari. This godly knowledge is for all human souls. First of all, you must definitely keep one point in your mind. Since God is the seed of the human world tree, and we are receiving knowledge from God, the knowledge that we receive is essential for human beings. People of all religions have a right to receive this knowledge. Although the knowledge of each religion is their own, their scriptures are their own, their opinions are their own, their sanskaras are their own, nevertheless, this knowledge is for everyone. Although they may not be able to take this knowledge and they may not come into our clan by having yoga with him, they would definitely become pure because he is the Father of all. Because of this purity, they will definitely attain a status in their own section because all human beings believe in yoga. Many people say that they want liberation, but it is only by having this yoga that they can receive the power to become free from punishment and to be liberated. The unending chant means constant remembrance of God. There is a saying, continue to chant the unending chant with every breath. What is the accurate meaning of this? When we say that it is an unending chant, the real meaning of it is constantly to connect your intellects in yoga with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, with every breath, without chanting anything. This remembrance of God with every breath has continued all the time. This constant remembrance of God is called the unending chant. Otherwise, to chant something with words, that is to say Rama, Rama, to silently chant a mantra in your mind, that cannot continue all the time. People think that they do not chant the mantra with their lips, but that to chant it in their heart is the unending chant. However, this is something to think about. Where there are words and the unending chant, there is no need to chant that. You don't have to sit and concentrate on any idol in your mind. You don't have to repeat anything because even they cannot constantly eat and drink. However, the remembrance of God that we have, that can continue all the time because it is very easy. For instance, a child remembers his father. He does not have to have his father's picture in front of him at that time. He remembers everything in his thoughts, words, and deeds about his father, his occupation, his activities, his virtues, etc. By remembering that, the child's activity also continue in the same way, and it is only then that the son can show the father. In fact, we also have to remove the remembrance of all others from our hearts and have remembrance of the true Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. In this, we can continue to stay in constant remembrance while walking and sitting, while eating and drinking. It is by having this remembrance that we can become karmatit. This natural remembrance is called the unending chant. Acha. Om Shanti.